Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Max.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Mae, and we were had. Can you believe it?
There are twists and there are turns.
Defleshed is a standard death.
Oh, that's fun.
We were had.
We were.
All right, this week on the pod, we are getting real loose with the definition of mystery and quotes. So I just had to talk about this case because I think it's fucking crazy. So it's this woman named Sherri Papini, and she is being talked about as the real-life Gone Girl.
Oof.
It's really wild. And the mystery in my mind is, what the fuck is wrong with this woman?
Okay.
Yeah. So she disappeared herself, and we're just kind of being like, why? Can I ask, did you love the movie Gone Girl as much as I did?
It was a great
film.
film.
Wonderful film.
I haven't seen it in a really long time. I remember liking it, but I haven't seen it in a while.
Can I tell you who's good in that movie? I don't care. Can I tell you who's good?
Good start.
Tyler
Yeah.
Perry, wonderful in that film.
I don't remember
He
his
plays
role.
the lawyer, and he's very
Oh.
good.
Huh.
That's
Yeah.
why it's called Tyler Perry Presents Gone
That's
Girl.
why it's
Psycho-ass bitch.
it's called Gone Girl, Medea Goes to Court.
Medea goes to Gone.
Let's pop up a picture of Sherri so we can get a visual on this broad. All right.
Oh.
Wait,
So-
what? This looks like stock, like a stock photo.
She's Russian?
Yeah. No. She's
They,
just
they look like Eastern Europeans, do they not?
they
look-
are, but they're not. They are white supremacists, which I'll get into
No.
later. Yeah.
Or Scandinavian. I feel like that's like a very
Right.
Swedish look. No?
It's very edited too. Like
I
there's
mean-
no way that her eyes are that color, right?
This is like the stock photo in a photo.
That's what I
Right.
just said. Stock.
It's almost like a stock photo, though, no? Don't you agree, man?
I might have heard that somewhere. Yeah.
good.
What's going
Somebody
on
said
with the
that.
guy? What's the guy doing?
That's her husband. That's like the weirdest relationship ever.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can
like
tell.
it. Yeah,
Something's off, obviously.
but can I tell you something? If you're listening, you're missing out on a good pair of bosoms. Can I say that? Can I tell you that?
They are perky. You think that's on their wedding day? Why would you have bangs like that on your wedding day? That's my one.
She looks like she's
critique.
wearing a Forever 21 dress. I would hope that's not her wedding dress.
It's white, and her cans are out.
Okay, that's a wedding dress.
But he's a little
Am I-
casual for a wedding, no?
Yeah, he's got that stripe. Who takes photos like this, where the guy's not even looking at the camera? She's just looking
This
at it.
feels like par for the course, where you're sniffing the neck.
Is he
I feel like
yeah, I
you've
was
seen
going to
that.
say, is
You
he
think?
sniffing?
He's sniffing.
Or is he just sleeping?
He's mid sniff.
Sleeping.
He's out. Yeah.
So not a happy marriage.
Well, I'll get into some background here. So Sherri was reported missing by her husband, Keith, November of 2016 after she had gone out for a jog near their home in Northern California in Shasta County specifically. So who the fuck is this broad? So she was born 1982, so she's 40 now. She was 34 at the time of the events. According to her friends interviewed by police, she was described as wild and crazy in her youth, and
Wow.
she lied a lot.
Okay.
A lot specifically about being abused, and she would like date guys and be like, I'm being abused by this person, and it was all completely fabricated. She just like knew that was a way to get attention.
So, like, about big stuff. She's lying about big stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not like it's not cute lies.
Right.
Right.
And she was actually a part of some youth group, and the teachers of that youth group said that they were afraid of her because she would spread lies about everybody. So they're like, we didn't want to interact with her because she was going to say we like diddled her. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And then, so when she was 20,
I'm sorry. The church youth group was worried that someone was going
No.
to.
It was a
They
school-
gave her the creeps.
They're like, this girl's off.
it was a school youth group, but still.
Ah,
But yes.
okay.
But anyway, so then she's actually ironically the creep because it came out later on that when she was 20, she was dating a boy who was 15.
Oh,
Reverse those genders.
let me tell you something. Say hello to Dale.
Let's hear the bars clink. And the guy is interviewed by police later, and he's like, yeah, at the time I was like high-fiving. I
Of
was
course.
super
Of
excited.
course,
yeah.
Because she's hot too. And
She's
then
hot.
and he's like, now looking back, I'm like, oh wow, she is
Not well.
not
Not well. What? How did she meet the 15-year-old?
through the I think through high school or something like that.
Can I tell you this? I almost watched Pineapple Express the other day on 420. Blaze up. Don't worry about it. And I saw like the trailer. You know, the trailer plays or whatever on Netflix or HBO, whatever it was. And he's dating a high schooler in the movie. That's like a big
What?
plot point.
And that's like a joke.
It's like the joke. It's like, well, she's like 18 and a senior in high school, but he's dating this high schooler. It's like, where
I
do they
don't
even
remember
meet?
that
That's
movie,
a lot
really.
of stuff. I mean, an older movie, Dazed and Confused, the big line is McConaughey being like, "Oh, high schoolers, I grow up, they stay the same age."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's just.
And that's like the famous line from the movie.
And that's
Yeah.
like a famous quote. It's like, that's fucking cool that he said
Yeah.
that, bro. It's cool that he said that.
That's insane.
That is disgusting.
Oh, it's a disaster. Okay.
Why
so-
was McConaughey already old by that movie? That was like early. How
He was
old is
young.
Matthew McConaughey?
How the fuck? Oh, look, we gotta cut him in half and count those rings because we're never gonna know for true.
he never recovered after Dallas Buyers Club?
What do you mean, like physically?
Physically.
Oh,
Yeah, like he got so skinny and then he just looks weird and wrinkly.
It is insane what pretending to have AIDS does to you physically.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I agree.
The toll it takes. Back to Papini.
So back to Papini. So she is, by all accounts, just basically like a very untrustworthy, very conniving, not the greatest person, not somebody you want in your life.
Okay,
so
a Mae type. Continue.
exactly. So she had a first husband that was in the army, and they had basically they had this arrangement where she was just benefiting off of his health insurance and some of like the like army benefits that wives get or whatever. But like he was away on tour the entire time. They never actually lived together, and it was essentially just an arrangement.
okay.
So while he was on tour, which is fine, like if both parties are consenting to that, it's like, all right,
Yeah.
rip off the government, see if I fucking care. That's
I
great.
actually encourage it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think you get paid more too in the military if you're married. So
Is that why they
Right.
immediately get married?
Yeah, it
you
is.
Get, you get like a
Ah.
huge pay bump, and I don't think you have to live in the barracks. You can live like in like an actual
Oh.
home or something.
We should do that. Max and I are in the Coast Guard, actually.
Yeah, I mean, we don't like bring it up, but we got medallions.
Yeah.
When we performed,
you really?
When we performed for the
yeah.
troops, a lot of
They
people have
gave
been
us
calling
some,
us the new Bob Hopes, and we did perform for the troops. They gave us medallions. They did like a brouhaha. It's like, you didn't see this in the papers? It was.
I'm so pissed I couldn't come to that show. I want a medallion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Maybe they
mean,
don't
it
give them to
was-
women. I don't know.
No, they do. We were.
No,
we
yeah,
were.
we were escorted
a lot
around by. There were a lot of women.
Female cadets.
They don't give them to cunts, but. What a horrible thing to say.
That was wild. I don't know what that was. Can I say something?
Yeah.
You just brought shame to the Coast Guard.
They give them to a bunch of cunts. I'm sure. I apologize.
So while her like quote unquote husband is on tour, she met another guy named Keith, who was actually an old flame from her middle school days, and then would be her second husband, who is her husband at the
Flame
time.
from the middle school days.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is who the husband is?
This guy.
Yeah.
That's me.
Right.
You're the ex-husband.
So yeah, that fucking weird
That guy.
guy.
That guy.
The
all right.
sniffer.
The
Yeah.
sniffer.
Sniffer.
Okay, so
Could you imagine contacting someone from middle school?
no,
I don't remember a single face.
no, me neither. Let alone names.
Names?
Disaster.
How they made you feel?
Yeah,
You should go to jail.
they should go to jail for how they made me feel.
I mean, I want to. I want to contact them.
Do you?
The people in middle school that like bothered you.
No, I'm
Oh.
saying I don't remember anything from those people. Unless they went to high school with me. I
You don't
remember.
You don't have
anything.
memories of middle school?
Not really.
What?
I don't really have memories.
I just remember
before
my
26.
Spanish teacher would bend over in front of everyone's desk, and it was like obscene.
Oh, they do that lean down
yeah,
thing?
and I
Wait,
was
guy
like,
or girl?
all right, a woman.
Yeah.
And then I also remember those Spanish teacher guys having like huge bulges.
Jesus
Do you remember that too?
Spanish teacher. I remember every female Spanish teacher I had.
Okay, Ani knows what.
Yeah, no, there was. I'm actually. Yeah.
Big time bulges.
Oh, I don't know about the bulges.
Yeah.
Every female
So
Spanish
weird.
teacher I had was beautiful.
I went to Catholic. So.
Oh.
I was in Massachusetts, so they were not native speakers.
Ah.
So
Hola.
Senora Ellen.
yeah, right.
Oh, that actually kind of is Spanish. Never mind. I joked him.
Senora
Ellen?
O'Shaughnessy.
Yeah, right. That's better. Yeah.
Okay, so during this time, she also had a blog up, which is still up, but I could only find excerpts of it on like Reddit and stuff. But it's absolutely batshit crazy, and she's talking about like meeting this guy, and it's like super airy, and like just it sounds like manic, basically. But it's about their time together, and they also uncovered, this is later on after she had been found, there was extremely bizarre racially charged blog posts. And basically, she was saying that she was proud to be white. She hates Latinos, all this crazy. Like, she's a white supremacist, this woman. And she was, like, taking material from skinheads.com.
Oh my gosh.
Can't take
Yeah.
material from that. It's not even a. It's a .com.
It's not peer reviewed.
plagiarizing.
Not reliable.
It's like using Wikipedia.
Skinheads.org.
So
Now they've got.
Skinheads.gov is the one that you trust.
and it was coming from her IP address and all that stuff. But then when she was confronted by it, she later said she was like, "Oh, that was somebody who hacked into my account and was a bully from high school." And the cops were like, "Likely story."
That made a blog in your name and
Yeah.
posted to it for years?
Yeah. No, just that one specific blog.
Oh.
But it's obviously not true because it's coming from the same IP address. So it's like, did they also break into your house, go into your computer, and then post this?
Bullies be crazy, bro. It's like wild.
They're motivated, I guess. All right, so let's get to the incident at play. So that's a little bit of background on our girl, Sherri. So I feel like I can really freewheel talk shit about this woman without sounding like a monster
Because
she's the worst.
Skinheads.com. Yeah.
Usually, because
not a good
usually
person.
you don't like speaking poorly about a woman, especially a victim. In any way, you would not want to do that.
Okay. So November 2nd, 2016, it's 10:37 a.m. So Sherri Papini sends a message to her husband, Keith Papini, and it says, do you want to have sex with your wife for lunch? And
I kind of like that text.
Yeah.
Do you want to have sex? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like formal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, check yes for sex.
Yeah.
Right.
Hello.
And at this time, by the way, they have like 2 kids. I think it's 2. They have kids.
Okay.
That's important to the story. So he replies later in the afternoon, no.
Whoa. Trouble in paradise.
That's
Oh,
it.
nice.
I know, right? Well, I don't know if it was exactly no, but he said no, essentially. This isn't, whatever.
Oh, he could have said
Oh,
like,
like,
I'm
oh,
sorry.
sorry, like, I
yeah,
got a
yeah.
I got
meeting or
caught up.
something.
Yeah.
Just saying no and
No it's devastating.
Oh.
I would gone girl myself too. I'd be like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking,
Yeah, I gotta get out of here.
I gotta get out of here.
Imagine a period at the end.
No.
No, period.
That's insane.
Yeah.
All right, so 5 p.m., Keith Papini returns to the Mountain Gate home he shares with his wife. And
What state?
California.
Ah.
And he can't find her or their 2 children. So he learns that the children had not been picked up from daycare, and he uses Find My iPhone app to track her phone less than a mile from their house to the intersection of Oregon Trail and Sunrise Drive, whatever. Her earbuds are wrapped loosely around the phone, and there are strands of hair. So also he notices that on her phone, it's playing on repeat their Michael Bublé wedding song.
Good running song.
Yeah.
that really gets you jacked.
Just haven't met you. Mile 6.
Mile 6.
And he notices that the way that the phone looked, it looked planted. He was like, I can't describe it. It just was weird. It seemed planted to me.
Right.
Okay.
Also, a lot of people described her as being like a super mom. They were like, yeah, she was a fucking piece of shit person, but she was a good mom.
Oh.
And so they were like, it's very weird that she wouldn't be picking up her kids from daycare, or at least arrange for someone else to pick the kids up.
Okay.
So that's concerning as well.
So she left her kids.
Yes.
It's worse to go on girl yourself if you also have children.
In the movie, did they have kids?
They
Can't
did not.
remember.
They
No,
did
okay.
not know.
That's important for the ending, though.
Why?
Because don't they decide to have a child together? Or like she pretends to be pregnant?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember that
It's a
movie.
long
Spoiler.
movie.
It's
Wasn't
a
that
long
It's a
film.
long movie.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Because
Okay.
the twist doesn't come until like a bit in.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Affleck's good in that movie.
Yeah, he is.
Ben
Everybody
Affleck's not bad in
No, he's a-
general.
he's a good
he's
actor.
been in terrible
And he's a good
movies.
man.
Is he?
I don't know.
I don't know.
No idea.
Yeah, probably. All
He
right,
loves
so-
donkeys.
He does
and
love
the
donkeys.
Red Sox.
And and looking wicked, exacerbated on his front lawn.
He's always like that. Well,
yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's funny about it.
and so hungover.
I love that about
That's
him.
great. Are they engaged again, him and J-Lo?
They are engaged. They were engaged before?
Yeah,
That's a beautiful story.
that is nice. Well, we'll see if it works out.
Oh, Jesus. Don't put that into the universe.
Okay, so
Imagine she gone girls herself.
oh my, well,
That's full
that'd be
circle.
fucking hard to do. Where would-
J-Lo?
Yeah.
It's true.
They'd
Where
be
would
like,
she
oh,
go?
J-Lo's missing. I'd be like, she's right there.
She's right here.
Yeah.
Kidding? Look at that ass.
Yeah, I saw that ass a mile away. All right, so 5:51, so 51 minutes after he found her phone, he reports her missing with suspicious circumstances.
Wait, 5:51. Oh, much later in the day. From.
No, so he found her phone at 5 p.m.
Oh, when? Okay.
So
Sorry.
immediately.
Yeah,
Good for him.
Yeah.
Is he a bad guy too? Are we rooting for anybody here?
So
Sniffer.
as far
The
as we
sniffer, yeah.
know, No. So all the reports don't think he had anything to do with it, but we could be eating our words after the trial, so we're not sure.
Okay.
Oh, so this is ongoing. This just
This is
happened.
ongoing.
This just
The
happened.
trial is happening right now.
How long before Reese Witherspoon starts production on a Big Little Lies style series about this?
It's pretty insane that it
She could
hasn't-
play her.
She could, of course,
Yeah,
she could play her. She could play anything.
She could play
She
anything.
loves this girl. Just girl bossing herself out of a marriage. That's
Yeah.
a Reese. That's a Reese production.
She's
Let me tell
definitely
you
going to
that.
be. She might not even star in it though, but she'll definitely produce
she
it and
will
be a big
produce it,
part of
yes.
the.
Nicole Kidman will be there clapping like this.
Oh, the seal
Or,
hands.
freaking out like the Will Smith thing.
She's a meme machine.
Yeah, she is funny.
I would love for her to do the AMC introduction speech that she does now before at the movies. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't
No.
been to the movies in a bit.
Never mind.
Okay.
It was going to be a good bit, but
Ah.
listen, don't worry about it. Listen.
Okay, so deputies come over and they canvass the area. Witnesses report last seeing her wearing a pink running jacket and jogging on Sunrise Drive. One recalls seeing her at 11 a.m. and another one at 2 p.m. But it's like the only thing verified is that that's what she's wearing. So the next day, search and rescue teams with the sheriff's office comb the area of Sunrise Drive and Old Oregon Trail. Jeez. The California Highway Patrol assists in an aerial search. Police deputies and detectives begin to make checks on, 290 registered sex offenders in the area. Papini's sister, Sheila, says that the family thinks she's been abducted. So that makes sense, whatever.
Okay, yeah.
But, basically they're spending, fuckloads of resources on trying
Right.
to find this woman.
Right.
Okay. Next day, there was a secret witness of Shasta County announces that $10,000 reward. They have a $10,000 reward for information. Volunteers show up at the Papini group home, or not group home. Home.
Are they wealthy? Can I ask you that?
I don't think they were middle class, but I don't know.
Just,
I have no idea.
Good to know.
I could be
good
dirt
to
poor.
know.
I have absolutely no idea.
You never see poor people pulling shit like this.
No, that's true. She's got too much time on her. She's crazy.
Yeah, there's always money involved with this.
Yeah. So family members also add $40,000 to the reward, bringing the total to $50,000. So the family refocuses search efforts to get the attention of national news organizations and social media networks. So this is everywhere. They're like, have you seen this woman? Blah, blah, blah. It's getting the full white girl is missing treatment,
Right.
which a lot of people have
Called out.
called out. Yes.
Right.
So blah, blah, blah. The sheriff, Anthony Burton, announces that Keith is not a person of interest in the case, and he passes a lie detector test, and there's no physical evidence whatsoever that links him to the disappearance.
Good for
So,
Keith.
yeah, good for Keith. And he still is sticking by her, which is crazy. We'll get to the end. It's fucking wild. But I think that he'll flip.
He's gonna flip,
He's gonna flip.
or he's sticking by her because he had something to do with it. There's
Yeah.
blood on his hands as well.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Could go either way.
Could go either way. So November 13th. So this is, what is that? A week after, basically.
Okay.
10 days after. So the family
Is this
hires.
2021.
No,
No,
2016.
20, yeah.
Ah, okay.
The family hires a private investigator. So now they're starting to, really get in there, blah, blah, blah. Her sister and Keith attend a city council meeting to thank supporters and announce that they'll release balloons at a future date to get her face around the world.
What?
I don't know. These people are weird.
California.
These are white supremacist psychos in the middle of California.
Who's this?
I guess that's her sister and some lady.
The mom? Maybe her mom?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or the sister's on the one on the left, and the one on the right is
The
a
mom.
tattoo artist that lived nearby? Or
Yeah. She's got terrible work done. Can I say that?
What, the tattoos?
Yeah, it's like a bunny woman with boobs that are in their armpits.
Maybe it's a low quality photograph.
Yeah, that's true. She looks like a nice looking lady, though.
Let me tell you
Yeah.
something. I'd like to figure out that story. Let's continue.
All right, let's continue. So, an anonymous person on November 17th sets up a website, sherrypapini.com, to offer an undisclosed ransom for her immediate release, setting a deadline of 5 a.m. Wednesday, November 23rd. A letter provides instructions to the person who has Sherri Papini and names Cameron Gamble as the middleman. So he is somebody who is a consultant connected with a church that is acting as independent law enforcement for the family to negotiate with the ransom people.
Okay, so they get so someone is calling has has a ransom note. There's
Yeah.
okay.
Well, no. Actually, so they just put up this website and they were like, "Hey, whoever has this, we're gonna pay you a shitload of money to give her back, and we'll negotiate with you through this
okay.
fucking dude."
They
Okay.
offered their own ransom and said, "Here's a church cop who
Yeah.
will do."
Yeah, I don't really
Yeah.
get what is this profession?
Church cop.
Church
You know,
cop.
you know.
Okay, yeah.
Or a church detective. I don't know his rank. But
Yeah, it says he's a ransom.
Coming to ABC this fall.
church cop.
He describes himself as a kidnap and ransom consultant. Where the hell was he with John
Kidnap
Bonet?
and ransom.
Nope.
Well, tough to solve that one when it happens in your own house.
Nope.
Foul play.
So the sheriff at this time says that there's not enough evidence to classify the disappearance as an abduction and cautions the approach could make the family a target of scam artists, obviously. So there's signs like this all over town. Missing, gives a description of her, whatever.
Why
Can
are
I
so many
just- can I
balloons in
say?
this photo?
Yeah.
Tacky. They're using birthday balloons
Yeah.
next to a missing sign.
It looks exciting.
It looks like missing his celebrations to come
Yeah.
on by.
Right,
We're
right.
having a barn party to celebrate Sherri getting got.
Right. We're having a barbecue
Yeah.
for awareness. They're partying down.
I mean, and the pallet, those are Easter balloons, I think.
Yeah.
Wait, were those balloons related to the missing sign, or that's just a coincidence?
No,
No, come on. They had to be, unless.
I don't know. There was a missing sign. Someone was like, "Yeah, it's a good place to dump off my balloons."
I don't think so.
Okay.
Someone was just having a birthday party and they happened to put the missing sign there, like that way to ruin the vibe.
Yeah.
Guess no one's gonna come.
But so at this time, it's been, like almost 2 weeks. So the family is assuming she's dead because that's how things go. And so
Right.
we'll get to where she was, but she's basically like fucking with people in the hardest way, like putting people through agony, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? And that says something about you when there are this many people that actually care
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
that you still do something like this.
So why? But why did she do it? Or am I jumping ahead?
She is a lunatic, basically. But I'll.
Why do people do anything? Why did that Juicy Smollett? Jussie
Right.
Smollett
This reminded
do
me of
the-
Jussie Smollett. It also reminded me of the Amber Heard and what's his tits?
Oh yeah, pooping
Johnny-
on the bed.
yeah, pooping
That's
on the
all- that's another thing. Stay away from Twitter, but it's all pooping on the bed memes because of it.
Yeah,
she
yeah.
pooped on his bed.
But I feel like those people had more of a
Amber Heard and Johnny Depp.
purpose or something. I don't know, because like Amber Heard wants to get back at Johnny Depp. Like,
Yeah. Well, she wanted to get back at her husband too, and she just wanted like a
Because of
break
that
from
text?
things. No, I think just
Just because he didn't want to fuck her for lunch.
I think she's obviously
She's
not
got
a well person. We
something's
can all
going
agree
on.
on
Okay,
that.
all right.
you know?
Something's not right.
Yeah.
No. Something was wrong. Also a great podcast, but don't listen to that one. Listen to this one. Okay. So,
I don't know.
Never
we,
heard
we
of
don't.
that.
We don't listen to true crime podcasts.
oh, yeah.
boring.
All right.
Please
so,
continue.
Basically, Gamble says he believes that the abductors at this time, when they still thought that she was actually abducted, are still in decision-making mode, while Rod Rodriguez, who is Keith's stepfather, warns on Facebook that if the deadline expires without information, the money will turn into a reward after the deadline passes.
Why did he warn?
I don't know. That's what it says in this article. Gamble declines to say how much the alleged abductor would receive, but says a tipster who helps get Sherri home safely would receive a 6-figure reward. So I guess they're rich.
I mean, yeah, there's money involved here.
Yeah.
They made their own website and said, "We'll give you money."
Right.
Just they made up their own ransom.
I mean, but think about it, like if your mom was missing, I'd probably be like, I'll go into massive debt to get my mom back.
Oh, absolutely. But you wouldn't have to go into any debt. Let me tell you that. We all know how much you make, so you can get her back pretty easy. Let me tell you that.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
No, I want to get to. Please continue.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now Gamble, who's the consultant, the ransom consultant, he posts a new video saying that the ransom has been withdrawn and the money will be combined with a $50,000 reward previously posted. All like this is all to say, like essentially at the end they came out of this with $50,000.
Who did?
Sherri did. It was like they like paid Sherri and she like kept it.
She kept the money. Might as well make a little
Yeah,
scratch on it.
yeah.
I don't know.
So November 24th, 2016, it's 4:30 a.m. and she is spotted by a motorist on the Interstate 5 near Woodland, which is about 150 miles south of her hometown. So at 10:31 a.m., the sheriff's office makes public the big break in the investigation, stating she's safe, receiving medical clearance, and is reunited with her husband.
Any idea what she was doing when the motorist found her?
she was walking with, had like her hands tied and like all this stuff. Like she made it seem like somebody had tied her up
Kidnapped
and whatever.
her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like all these like self-inflicted wounds and blah, blah, blah. She's crazy. So she gets interviewed by this police, right? And so she goes on to describe her captors as 2 Hispanic women.
Right there, the blog post
Right.
was her that wrote it.
Exactly.
Because if you're making up a story, why do they have to be Hispanic?
Right. And the whole thing, like every time she is describing these people, it's like a racist caricature of Hispanic people.
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, she'll be like, they fed me rice and beans, and it was like it's like I can't like I feel weird even saying the things that she said,
Yeah.
but like very much
Stereotypes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Mm-hmm. They tortured me with mariachi music.
Right, yeah, no, literally. She said she was like, they're always playing mariachi music. I swear to God,
That's brutal.
that would be horrible. Oy.
Oh no.
Okay, so she said that they were 2 Hispanic women with a handgun driving a dark-colored SUV. She says one of the captors left her alongside a country road, 17 off the freeway, where she was bound with restraints. So this is when they found her. So she's bound with restraints. They let her out on the freeway, according to her.
Not to be sexist against men here. No, there's never been a kidnapping that 2 women committed.
Yeah, right?
That's just insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It would take
believe-
a lot more women to get
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, if there's ever a woman involved because like her crazy boyfriend made her do it, because
You're talking about the
She
kidnappers.
listens to the man that tell her what to do, but but 2 women are not kidnapping another woman.
Yeah.
Who wins in that situation?
I don't know.
What are they doing here?
Wait, what? Who wins?
I mean,
Like, well, they're not real.
they're
Spoiler
not.
alert,
First of all,
but,
they're not
like-
real. Also, 2 women's not enough. I feel like one woman could fight off 2 women.
One woman could.
Not if they have a gun.
She's not real.
Yeah.
No, I know, but okay, yeah.
Okay.
I don't believe it. Women are too kind to do that.
All of them. Every single one, including Sherri Papini.
Not Sherri Papini. Sherri Papini would kidnap me right now where I stand.
Man, that would be a horrible hang. Sherri Papini and Amber Heard. Whew.
I disagree. I think it'd be fascinating.
That's true.
Not like to be my best friends, but like one night.
One's tying herself, the other one's shitting in the bed.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
So people were crediting social media for bringing attention to her case. And basically the authorities were combing through surveillance videos and traffic cameras to identify the perpetrators. So they're putting out like a fuckload of resources trying to find these 2 Hispanic women. And it was wicked sad because all these people, predictably, were, they would be like, oh, well, my... the lady that lives up the street looks like these sketches. Like she provided
Please tell me
sketches.
that they didn't like take
No.
anyone in or anything.
Thankfully,
Okay.
no.
Oh.
But it got close to that, and like she gave like super specific descriptions of them. They were like, she was like, one of them plucked her eyebrows too much, and the other one had bushy eyebrows, and they looked like this, this, and this, and it was like super, super specific, granular information
A
about
good
these
lie
people that-
lies in the
Yeah.
specifics.
That was it.
Right.
It was just about the eyebrows.
Yeah, just the eyebrows.
That is a lot that I read. It was like
Yeah.
she was like really talking about the eyebrow count.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. So Keith Papini issues a written statement to Good Morning America. So this is how far it got. That his wife was branded.
No.
So then she branded herself.
With what?
I don't know. A spoon? Like, I have no fucking idea. But covered in bruises and repeated beatings and starved. She was 87 pounds when they found her.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
So she wasn't eating. I don't know what the fuck.
She committed to the torture.
Yeah, she did. Her signature long blonde hair had been chopped off, and she was thrown from a vehicle with a chain around her waist, attached to her wrists, and a bag over her head. So I should have said that before. That's how she was found. But yeah, it came out later that, spoiler alert, she branded herself. She cut her own hair. All of that is self-inflicted.
So how was all this discovered?
Yeah.
Or am I jumping
when's it
ahead?
all falling apart? Like her story.
The lies. How was that?
The lies,
Yeah.
well, there's a lot of things that uncover, but like basically they never find these people. She starts to be in all these police investigations where they ask her the same question multiple times. They'll be like, okay, for example, they asked her, why did they brand you? And at one time she said, oh, because they said that that's what the buyer wanted, meaning she was getting sold into sex slavery.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next time she was like, oh, I was being too loud and they were trying to shut me up. And then weeks later she would say, oh, it's because I, pooped in a corner and I wasn't supposed to do that or whatever. But like it was super inconsistent. So the police were like, okay, something's fishy here. And then eventually they found a burner phone that connected an ex-boyfriend to the crime scene and then got DNA from her clothes that connected to him. And then essentially he came forward with the story.
And the story is?
The story
he
is...
flipped. He tattled.
Well, yeah. So this...
Isn't that what happened in Gone Girl? Maybe? Neil Patrick Harris?
No, she
Am I not remembering?
She murders Neil Patrick Harris. She cuts his throat.
Oh, that's right. Okay. I do not remember this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
Okay.
But then she fucks herself with that wine bottle to
Oh,
simulate the
yeah.
rape.
Yeah. Oh, God.
It's horrible.
That is disaster.
Duh.
So essentially what happened was she got in touch with an ex-boyfriend, and she had been like sexting this ex-boyfriend for a while, but she was lying to him, being like, Keith rapes me, he beats me up, all this shit, completely not true.
Mm-hmm.
And then basically this guy drove 600 miles to pick her up, and she was just chilling in his house for 3 weeks.
Why was she 86 pounds?
I guess she just wasn't eating. But he wasn't doing anything to her. Like, and then they asked her what they did together, and he was like, mostly just watched TV, talked.
They just hung out.
Yeah, they just hung out.
When did she throw herself downstairs and shit?
She didn't.
But like she was covered in bruises from repeated beatings. Like, when did all that happen?
I mean,
Unless
I guess
she did it
she was
all
at
the whole.
but she did it
last
all
day?
like
Must have been
confirmed.
towards
It's
the
all
end.
yeah, it's confirmed. It's all her own stuff, because she was like, I have to get back to my family, and I have to like keep going with this huge lie, because she's watching on the TV. This ex-boyfriend said that they would watch on the TV all of the police investigation, all the Good Morning
Right.
America, all this stuff. So she's watching her family go through this fucking agony, and she's just sitting there on her ass like a crazy person. And she cut her own hair there. Like, so the ex-boyfriend's a little off. Okay, we can like scroll down and see a photo of him.
This is not the guy from middle school, is it?
No, it's a different
Keith.
ex-boyfriend.
Oh, that's Keith. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. This is not the older guy.
No.
Younger guy. I'm all
No,
over
no.
the place.
Oh, the 15-year-old.
Yeah.
No. She didn't have any healthy relationships, if you're wondering.
That's somehow not surprising.
So he's towards the end of it. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, he doesn't look that weird.
Yeah.
For context, if you're listening, this is Jack Black that we're looking at.
Yeah.
And
For context, I'm too creeped out to.
these are crazy.
I'm
eyes.
scared. I'm scared.
Yeah.
Is that a photo he sent in?
I don't
That's
know.
his
What
headshot.
yeah, it must have been taken from social media or like
From
I don't
Central
really know.
Casting.
Yeah.
So that's a guy named James Reyes. And yeah, basically he did all those things for her, and he says, he goes, I've got myself into a real dinger by helping this girl. It's like,
Tinker.
Is he gonna go to jail too?
That's an understatement.
I don't know. So I actually looked into this because I was like, he should be also held accountable. He knew that people were looking for her,
Right.
and he didn't say anything. But I don't know if he's like fit for it or what, because I think he's like got some mental issues of his own. But he claims that he had no idea. He was like, I thought that I was protecting her from her abusive husband and all this stuff because she was lying to me.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, that could be an interesting point. If
Yeah.
he's like, she told me it wasn't
She was
safe for her to
manipulating
go
him,
home.
too.
Yeah, he was also a victim here.
Yeah. So why did she do it? I really don't fucking know. I would say, like, obviously she's got some demons. And then secondly, I think that she looks for attention. She's always had a pattern of seeking out attention for things like this, and having people believe her when she's lying her fucking ass off. And so she did it for that reason. Also, maybe she just wanted like a break from everyday life with
but then
kids and
just
stuff. I don't
disappear
know.
without a trace. Then I feel like that's like you're better off.
Or just say, hey, I'm going to go on a vacation to get my head right. I'll be back.
That's an emotionally healthy way to handle it, and people
Yeah.
won't do that. Can I ask? We have no insight into their actual Keith and her relationship, other than that sniffing
That
photo
text. And
the
sniffing
text.
Photo. Yeah.
Yeah. So everything looked like pretty standard. She was really, really open about it on that weird white
Blog.
supremacy blog that she had.
Good.
So I think he's a white supremacist as well. So he's
you?
not.
Keith.
Yeah, he has used some language that is just. He called the Hispanic people. What do you call them?
I wouldn't
Subhuman.
Say it. Okay.
Subhuman.
Yeah,
Okay.
which is not great.
You mean
That's not good.
just in general? He said that.
After they were suspects.
Well,
The
it was
fake
after they
suspects?
were suspects. So he thought that he was talking about these two specific people, but apparently that's like language that's very commonly used in those circles.
Perhaps.
So people
Trump
were linking
used
that.
To
Did they?
go-
Trump, yeah, used to you could call them animals and shit like that.
Oh, but I think specifically that terminology.
Subhuman.
So to go back for a second, just when we were talking about the ex-boyfriend with the crazy photo, I don't get how he would buy into her doing this because of the kids. Like, what was her explanation for leaving her kids?
Especially if she's
She
known as a
didn't-
good mom.
I think she was just lying to him and saying, I am getting abused at house, so I need you to hide me. I mean, this guy's an idiot.
Oh,
Like, he's like a,
I need you to
know.
hide me from my husband, I guess.
Yeah.
But then take the kids away
He's a
from
patsy.
the abusive husband.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, she was lying. Whatever.
This is clearly
Right.
a guy that just wants to be a hero. Something
Right.
tells me he wasn't exactly dating a whole bunch after her.
Right, exactly. And like she's an attractive girl. He's clearly not an attractive guy. That'll do it for most people.
Yeah.
You know,
That's fair enough.
there's a lot of guys I know that have some insufferable girlfriends, but they're freaking hot. You know, so
He's right here.
yeah,
We love Rachel.
we love Rachel.
We love Rachel.
You were insulting me. Oh no, you were insulting both
Yeah,
of us.
yeah,
But also,
that was a twofer.
what's also interesting is that there was circulating this video of her going around like wandering through like before she got kidnapped or whatever. And now it's like even creepier knowing she planned the whole thing. It's like she's just an unwell person.
What do you mean? What was the video going around?
Right before she left, there was surveillance camera videos of her walking around before she was quote unquote abducted.
Right.
And then so on the news, they would play that being like, does anybody
Oh,
have
it's
any
so
information?
spooky.
Yeah, how spooky, whatever. And really, she was just like yeeting off with some fucking.
Well, that's like
Dude.
where you like. That's why it also makes sense why like Reddit people aren't always able to get to the bottom of things because you have like one surveillance footage video and you're trying to figure everything out. Sometimes she's just walking to kidnap by herself. You know what I mean? It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough to get context from like little snippets like that.
So she's facing 25 years in prison.
Has she admitted anything to
Yes.
date? Oh, she admitted it.
She admitted it.
Wow.
I think the cops found her in some like crazy twisted lie and was like, if you admit it, you probably won't go to jail for that long. But if you don't,
20 years.
we're throwing the book at you.
And they're throwing the book at her.
They're still throwing the book at her, but I think because she admitted it, maybe it'll go better for her. Did
That's-
Jussie Smollett admit it?
No, I think he still says.
I don't know.
I
That's a
don't
great
know.
question.
Yeah.
I don't want to say either way, but I have no idea. I
Yeah.
know that for a long time he was still being like, "That's not true. I didn't do it."
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Which is amazing. I mean, it's
What
not,
is
it's not a
the-
lie if you believe it.
What is the charge that she would get? Like, what would she go to jail for?
Obstruction.
I don't know, actually. Let me find. I bet I have it in my
Liar,
notes.
liar,
Pants on fire.
Yes, that's a statute I'm familiar with.
Um,
How old are the kids? This is sad for them.
Yeah,
I
sad for
know.
the kids.
So at the time, I think they were 2 and 4. So obviously, they didn't really know what was going on necessarily. But now they obviously will, and they have access to the internet, and they're like, "Oh my God, my mom is
You know what's
cuckoo
interesting?
for Cocoa Puffs."
Is that she was willing to go through all this lie, but she's not still throwing the husband under the bus now that she's back.
She is now.
Oh, okay.
So
See?
in court, she's now claiming that he had like abused her or whatever, and blah blah blah. He's vehemently denying it, obviously. But he's still sticking by her. But I think that there's gonna be a lot more that comes out, and she's gonna try to frame him and doing all these things. But she had never called the cops on him. Like by all accounts, it was a healthy marriage. I mean, from the outside anyway. And like she would post all these blogs about how much she loved him and da da da. So it just like
Tough to use your own
doesn't
words
make
against
sense.
you.
Yeah,
So
and
there's
so
still there is some mystery involved in this story. I
Yeah.
disagree that it's not,
That's
for
true.
this pod.
I agree.
yeah.
I agree with his disagree.
So
I
as
think
of
you're going to find
Okay.
out more about this relationship.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think there's
still
definitely
stuff.
more on the table
Yeah.
there with
yeah,
them.
it could be, but apparently, the general consensus right now amongst people that are super familiar with this case is that he is innocent, and it's like all her basically.
And she just lost it.
Yeah,
Or was always. Yeah.
right.
I mean, yeah, if there's one thing that the media likes more than a woman missing is that woman also being bad. I think it's an interesting dynamic.
Yeah,
To be
and
able
she's
to-
not the only one, by the way. I cherry picked this specific story, but there's a few women that have gone grilled themselves. It's interesting. I don't
Do you
know if
think
like
it's directly because of the film?
Yeah,
I don't
'cause
know,
this was
maybe.
because that was a big book too, right? From
Right.
what, 10 years ago?
Very
something like that?
popular book.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
movie did really well. Wonderful, wonderful film. I think we would all like to have a Rosamund Pike type in our life without the back half of the film, I think.
yeah.
But it's just interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And it's just fascinating like what the mind can do, because she was also recounting like extremely specific things about this a captive place she was in, where she would be like, "Oh, this coffee table is triggering me because it's the coffee table at the house that I was abducted with," or whatever.
It's improv. Yeah? She's
Yeah.
yes-anding herself.
Right, exactly. So I'm like, at what point does her brain sort of melt and she thinks that actually happened? You know what I mean? Like, when do her delusions become reality?
But then she did admit that she was lying eventually, so maybe
Yeah.
that never did happen. Or maybe it happens intermittently. I don't know.
I don't
Maybe
know.
she's method. You know,
Yeah.
like how Jared Leto has
But
spent
she
his
can
whole
get
life
out.
preparing for the role of pedophile.
Right. But yeah, I mean, she was.
Jared Leto after Dallas Buyers Club, though, he's buff again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To go
that's
back
true.
to a conversation we had 30 minutes ago. Sorry.
Wasn't
Yeah.
that in a different podcast? No, that was on this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what happens to her. I definitely am interested to see what happens with the husband because
Keep your eye on Keith, folks.
yeah. I don't know. I listened to a few podcasts about it and ripped off their their research. I'm just kidding, sort of. But they did say they don't think he's involved. These other
At all.
podcasts, yeah,
Really?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That poor guy. Honestly, justice for Keith, people.
yeah, yeah. But he's like super whipped by her too. Like he was like when it first came out that people were questioning whether or not she was telling the truth. He was like, "This is
Stuck by
preposterous.
her, yeah.
This is fucking."
Well, let me tell you something.
wrong.
If he
I get
is
that.
completely innocent and out of it, it's way easier, I feel like, to not believe that that's possible.
right,
Right? Like,
Well, and he would be providing the cops with stuff like the coffee table thing. She didn't even go to the cops with that. He like they were in a furniture store and she said that, and then he was like, "Oh, I should call the cops and let them know this detail." Obviously,
honestly, he might not have had anything to do with it.
yeah.
That's where you're leaning towards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he did, but I
Okay.
might eat my words.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That photo, he seemed in love with her.
He was sniffing.
Ugh,
He was sniffing.
that photo.
Yeah, that photo's weird.
That photo's weird.
Rough photos in this episode.
Tough photos.
Yeah.
Tough.
Can I say that?
Tough photographs.
Anyway, she's a Looney Tune.
Who's going to play them on Reese Witherspoon's show? Who's playing Sherry? Who's playing Keith?
Weirdly, I think the girl who played Gone Girl looks exactly like her.
No.
Rosamund Pike?
I mean, kind of. I mean, they're blonde. They got like hooded eyes.
Yeah, but she's like blonde.
And let me
Yeah.
tell you something.
Blue
Pike
eyes.
doesn't have those zoomers.
Yeah. I love calling boobs zoomers. That's funny.
I feel like I know someone who looks like that guy, but I don't think he's an actor. So
She looks like a younger Reese Witherspoon, I will say,
Yeah.
Could be Reese.
in this picture.
I feel like they'll get like a Swedish actress that no one's heard of, and it'll make her career.
Right.
Yeah.
Keith, I could see a
Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner.
Kinda.
Leto could be Jared Leto.
Could be Leto.
If you
can
give
we
him the
stop
haircut.
giving him parts, please?
Why do you hate him so much?
He's just so.
You don't like him in the WeWork thing?
He's great in the.
He's-
WeWork
he's-
show.
Yeah.
He's legitimately
He's
great. That
magnetic.
show's- him and Anne Hathaway are stars in that show.
Has that ended, by the way?
It just finished.
Yeah.
Oh, it did. Okay.
It was good.
I
need
got
to
one
watch
episode left.
You didn't watch it
Ooh,
yet?
yeah,
Nah,
same.
not
It's
yet.
good.
Okay.
I love Jews.
All of Jews. Shalom.
So he just got away. Like he's like $1 billion now. Right?
Yeah, they paid him. I'm not going to say it. You have to watch
Okay.
the last episode.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Excited.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Anyway, don't believe white supremacist psycho-ass people.
That's the
in your
takeaway.
life.
And how to spot one is check if they have if anybody has a blog.
Yeah.
So
Blog
call
is
the
bad.
police.
Yeah.
Blogs are weird.
Blogs. In the year of
Substacks.
our Lord,
that-
2022.
Yeah.
But if you just get like a blog, just a
Yeah.
WordPress,
Just like this is what me and my husband did today. It's like nobody gives a
What?
fuck.
Yeah.
just do an Instagram story,
Yeah.
you psycho.
Go to hell.
Yeah. How about this? Go to hell.
Yeah. What about this? You ever considered going to hell?
Yeah, you're supposed to podcast now, nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like and subscribe.
Rate and review.
If you want to write a blog about us, that's
Yeah,
fine.
that's
We'll take any
totally
press.
fine.
Yeah. You're good. Good person.
All right. Well, any lingering thoughts? Are you afraid of women now?
No more so than I was. But no, I think this is a very isolated thing. I think these are 1 in a million cases.
I don't know, man. I saw a lot online. I can be honest.
All right, 2 in a million. But I do think that's got to be devastating. If the husband really was that blindsided, that's got to be the worst feeling in the absolute world.
Insane.
And to be able to play mental gymnastics with yourself,
And
and
still
then
be behind
also
her.
now you got to be thinking, okay, what am I going to tell the kids as
Yeah.
they're getting older?
Those kids.
And not
Oof.
only is she cheating on you, she's telling this guy that you like have been beating her, which is not true. Like it's
Right.
insane.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is wild.
Insane.
Where
Hopefully
we're
she
at.
gets prison time. I think she deserves it.
She probably will.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. We've been had.
Yes, I think we have.
Okay.
Yes.
We
yes.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.